Hey everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Friday. Steph Nelson here. All right, so I am jumping on live tonight to talk to you guys about information overload. So how many of you guys struggle with this? Do you just struggle with info overload, trying to grasp at all sources possible just to learn as much as you can, do as much as you can, soak up as much information, connect with as many people as you can, and it turns into something we call analysis or paralysis analysis, and where you're basically like stuck in the mud. So I am gonna talk to you guys about a few tips for turning information overload into massive action. And this is something that I've kind of referenced a lot that I've struggled with. Because I feel like in my business, I tend to have a little bit of ADD because I kind of chase that shiny object syndrome. So I'm constantly trying to, watch as many webinars as I can and listen to podcasts and Facebook Lives and catching up on people's emails and blogs and, reading books and this and that. And it gets sometimes to the point where I have so much information coming in and I'm trying to soak up so much that I get absolutely nothing done. So how many of you guys feel this way? So I am just gonna run down a quick list of a few simple tips to turn information overload into massive action. So the first thing that's really super important is writing down what it is you wanna get done. And this sounds like a really simple concept, like, well, duh, why wouldn't you? But sometimes we don't do that. We forget that we need to just do that simple step and write down what it is we want to get accomplished. So that could be, shooting a video, learning something and then shooting a video, or, sharing an outline of your notes or creating a PDF file or whatever it may be. But before you decide to jump in and, buy a course or buy a book or buy a video or go to a seminar, you need to be very focused on what it is that you're trying to learn and implement or share. And then that'll kind of help you narrow down what it is you should be investing your time and money into. So like I said, maybe it's a course on, maybe you're into health and fitness and you want to buy a video on these new crazy workout fads or whatever that you want to learn, and then shoot your own video to teach other people. Or so there's always new stuff coming out in the world of nutrition, so maybe there's courses that you want to read up on and then share. But whatever it is, you just want to narrow down exactly what it is that you're trying to implement or share with other people or teach other people, and that will help you hone in on what it is you need to learn for yourself or purchase or spend time doing for yourself to pass on to other people. So that's the first thing. Write down what it is you're trying to get accomplished. I do that every day with tasks, in my everyday life. Errands that I need to run, things I need to do around the house. We do it with our grocery list. So simple tool to do. Second thing is sticking to what is relevant for you right now. So, you just need to keep in mind, you don't need to know everything. Lots of times when you join a business, you're running a business, you feel like you need to know everything, especially when you first start. It's like, oh, I need to know, the comp plan. I need to know how to recruit people. I need to know how to reach out to people. I need to know every tiny little thing about the product it is that I'm offering, or the service that I'm promoting, or whatever it may be. You don't always need to know every little thing, and that can definitely paralyze you and make it so you're not even getting anything done because you're almost frightened by that. But, if you just stick to what you need to learn right now, currently for the next few weeks or so, or maybe the next month, maybe, you're trying to set up your YouTube channel. That's something that I'm kind of looking into and I've been learning more and more about. But with social media especially, it's really hard to juggle Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn, and it's really important just to focus in on one or two things, especially at first, so you can really master them and not drive yourself crazy. And so maybe it's not even social media. It could be about prospecting. So, you might want to, buy a course on prospecting or follow a couple of people who you really admire in the marketing world or whatever it may be. Maybe you're wanting to learn more about leadership. Maybe you have a growing team and the next step is learning great, important leadership skills. But whatever it is, you just need to remember to focus on what is pertinent for you and your business right now and what you can apply. So that's the second thing, is just sticking to what is relevant for you in your business right now. The next thing, which I think is so interesting, is looking at old content and putting a spin on it. I follow Ray Higdon. He's like my favorite guy in this industry. And he always says that your old notes are like uncashed checks. So you never want to just take notes and do nothing with them. You want to share that because that's value. That's information that you want to put out into the profession and into the industry, and kind of like I'm doing right now. But you always want to go back and look at old content, even if you've already shared that content, or maybe it's... let me back up a little bit, but you want to do this because you can always put a new spin on it. Your perspective and your opinions on things are always going to be changing, especially from like 2 years ago or 2 months ago, or maybe even 2 weeks ago. And again, I'll just go back and I'll use the nutrition example. There's always new things coming out with health and nutrition, and this is good for you and that's good for you, and what was good for you 2 years ago isn't good for you this year. But even more than that, the more you're learning and growing along the way, the more your perspective is going to be changing. So all of the content that you've been learning and keeping and writing down, it is always going to be of value to you. Even if you thought something was very important a year ago and now you're like, no, that's not pertinent. It's not really the case now for me or what I want to teach to other people. So that's old content that you definitely want to use and put a new spin on it. So that's the third tip. And the fourth tip is only taking notes on what you plan to use. Or to show or implement in your business or to your team. So when you buy courses, when you're reading books, when you're watching a webinar or on a training call with your team, you want to be taking down the notes that really are the key terms or terms and just things that really apply to you and that really stick out in your mind that you want to implement. You don't need to be like highlighting your whole entire book or going back. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes I'll rewind things and listen to them a few times, but usually if it's like a minute or 2 or 3 videos, something like that. But again, don't go into information overload and trying to learn every single little thing, highlighting every little thing, writing down every little thing you can. Write down key things. Hey, Erin. Hey, girl. Hi, Kim. Hi, Trevor. So write down things that are really super important for you and things that you want to implement and go from there. So I hope this helped you guys. Like I said in the beginning, I tend to get so overloaded with information because I just want to learn and soak in everything, and that's just going to get you nowhere. I mean, it's very good to learn and to want to learn everything, and that information will be in your head, but you want to get the perfect amount of information that you can actually implement and share with people. So if you liked this video, please feel free to like, comment, or share if you got value. And if you want to read this whole blog post where I got this information from, comment below, or you can send me an email at steph@stephNelson.com. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.